I know you're looking at the screen, you're thinking, why are we playing Madden? Pause, we're not. We're not here to play games, even though it's a great game. Well, not this edition, past renditions. But anyways, we're here to look at potential breakout players on the Philadelphia Eagles roster here in 2023. What's up, it's your boy Cintron, come back at you with another analysis video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. And like I said, we're going to look at a list of players that could break out. And yeah, there might be some names that surprise you. Starting with this one. Yeah, I typed it in. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he kind of did break out last year. But here's the thing. He can always improve. He, was one of the best deep throws of the ball. Him connecting with AJ, as well as hitting Dallas Scott over the intermediate routes and then letting him run wild, as well as your boy Devontae Smith. When he was targeted and in that area, man, he didn't disappoint. So, where can Jalen Hurts improve, and how can he break out? By becoming a better passer in the pocket. If he really starts to anticipate, just sync with guys on his intermediate routes, and then getting the ball out of his hands faster, which he'll really be helped by the next player, and using the running backs out of the backfield, he can elevate even further, which is a scary thought, or should be a very scary thought, which it is for the rest of the league. So, man, Jalen Hurts is still looking to elevate his game. You know the hunger this guy plays with has, how motivated he is. He's already a leader. He's just going to continue to entrench himself in the hearts of Philadelphians everywhere, as well as put in the work. So, like I said, it should be frightening. And even for me, it's frightening, his potential. But the damage he's going to inflict on the rest of the league. So let's get to our next guy. All right. We're going to have a little bit of problems finding this guy. But here he is, DeAndre Swift. This guy, he's just coming over, and yeah, he's going to be new to the system. But that being said, man, he can have a breakout year with us because he's going to be used heavily in the passing game. Like, we know the guy has, he's explosive in both the running game and the pass game, having 4.5 yards per carry in his career, and averaging about 50 catches a year with his first 3 years in the league. But man, with so many weapons around him, he's going to be looked to be the outlet at the backfield, putting linebackers and DBs in isolation positions, and he's going to be athletic and fast for the DBs, as well as too big for the linebackers. Too fast for the linebackers and too quick. So him running a lot of those routes out of the backfield, he is natural. He runs routes so naturally, and the way he's able to cut in and out. If he can elevate and really be used as a weapon out of the backfield, look out. He can help elevate this offense in an area that they didn't really use, and they didn't really have someone, or I should say use someone, because I believe that your boy last year could have done some of that damage, because he was excellent in his rookie season. But why we start using him in that capacity, is beyond me. But he has the potential to be to elevate this offense and provide a short passing game and be an outlet, but also an extra element of danger that defenses have to prepare for and be aware of. So, man, it's gonna be awesome to see him on the field, especially on first down, second down, and even potentially on third downs, as well as mix in other guys in the backfield there. So he could elevate this offense to a whole nother level, and we'll see how that goes. All right, the next name here. Olamide Zaccheaus. And this is interesting because this is contingent upon him winning the wide receiver 3 role over one Quez Watkins. And if Quez wins this, it could be a revenge story. But I'm saying, like, this guy, he just looks explosive. You see him in OTAs, catching like swing passes, just the wherewithal he has to just catch the ball, lock it in, and then just get upfield. He's just very stockily built. He's like 5'9", but he's like a $190. So I mean, the guy is just stacked, and his 4.4 speed. He has jets, man. So how we use him, it could also be like almost in a short passing game to supplement the run, to an exchange of run, but just in the West Coast offense, just runs like the run game, but it's a substitute. So I mean, like, the guy, he's explosive, and even if Quez wins, we're gonna use him in some gadget plays or some specialty plays, have some packages for him. But he could really add another element to his offense. I keep saying that, obviously, but it'll be interesting to see what we do with him, and then the running backs, and using them in space and in some of the same areas, so you can attack the intermediate level and then the short distance with overload, and adding them to the same side of the field, or having them crossing in. It could get very confusing for defenses. All right, this guy here, I'm interested to see if I spelled his name right first. All right, I did. Grant Calcaterra. Excellent speed. I mean, Madden kind of does him justice here, but he's bulked up, and he is looking to take on a bigger role in out of tight end room. He's going to be trying to block as well. So if you can add his caveat, to his repertoire, and become a dual guy in the mold, become a Dallas Goedert light. Watch out. Those tight end sets, they don't know who's going to get the ball, and they're both credible receiving threats. We know that, but they can also block and cover that in. He's probably going to make some mistakes along the way, but if he can become like his running mate Jack Stoll even a little bit, and improve in that area, man, we've got gold on our hands and can really threaten the field. Like I said, in combination with the other two previous guys, DeAndre Smith and Olamide Zaccheaus. I mean, we were clamoring for us to go after like a guy like Darnell, the tight end out of Georgia. Would have been an excellent fit for this offense as a second tier tight end. But if this guy can develop, oh man, like it just think about, like, I mean, I'm not saying that this is a potential. I'm not saying that all these guys are going to develop to a certain level, but if they can even just raise their games a little bit, improve, show some progress, and not everybody's getting exposed to this level. So this is kind of a wish list of sorts. But if several guys click, we're in for some great rewards. All right, this next guy also has potential, of course, but we'll see if he can reach it. Cam Jurgens. I like the speed they gave him here. He's bulking up. He's 6'4", 5", and he's like 6'3", 6'4", and 305 now. But he's trying to get to 310, 315. I think it would be nice for him to play at size at guard, and playing in between two future Hall of Famers and Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey. If he can have the athleticism and add that increased strength, man, he'll be able to finesse people and move people. But if he can have us not miss a beat with the guy now in Pittsburgh, Isaac Seumalo, that we left. He's looking at a lot of his film, pouring over it, trying to see what he can glean from it. And he says at the end of the day, it's still football, and he's going to go out there and put a hat on a hat. And size, it can be kind of overrated, but I'm curious to see how he deals with some of the heavier guys in the league, playing at that right guard spot. But man, think about if he plays like not at Isaac's level, but somewhat close to it. Oh man, it's gonna be disgusting. Like this line is already stacked at 4 positions. Thinking about adding another guy who's just Pro Bowl caliber, even just alternate level. Oh, gonna be blowing people off the football, doing whatever they want. Red zone, middle of the field, inside our 20. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And like this team is. I mean, all the O linemen they're great pass protectors, but also they can road grade. And I'll be interested to see if he can do that as well. If he can move people, oh man, it's over. It's over. All right, this next guy. I mean, this is kind of a given. So he looks like an action figure. Nolan Smith. He's not there, but we know who he is. He runs a 4.39. Says his speed's probably insane in Madden. But like he's going to be the fourth guy. So he's going to be the wild card, the Joker. We'll see what he can do. He may not be coming strictly off the edge. I don't think they're going to add too much to his plate. Have him playing weak side linebacker and middle linebacker and all that stuff. But if they can use him as a chess piece, man, think about the confusion it will give the offense. Who's coming? And is this guy dropping, or is he kind of delayed blitz? I mean, that speed, you have to be wary of where he is at all times. And don't forget this guy named Hassan Reddick, who only had 16 sacks last year, coming off the edge at sound linebacker. You can't really key in on anybody, and that is an inherent danger that he could provide in his two offenses in this defense if he's able to get up to speed. And even if if he struggles, we can put him in packages just to isolate the times he doesn't have to have everything on hand. And if he can be just a role player, just even a solid role player, watch out. All right, this guy's kind of obvious, but Jordan Davis, 80 speed, that's crazy. He has all the potential in the world, and he's gonna get better this season. And the biggest jump players usually make is between the first year and the second year, and he's going to be taking on a lot more responsibility. He watched film on himself, as well as got his technique better and conditioning. So just think about what he can do moving people. So when he learns how to use his frame in the pro leagues, it's going to be dangerous. He doesn't need to take a tremendous step. Just he needs to show progress, and he was actually on the way there, which is scary. Week 13. Got hurt in the Steelers game, tweaked ankle, came back, but by the time he had been supplanted by veterans in Dominican Sue and Manuel Joseph, so his progress was stalled. But think about it, he's picking up from last year, and he's a veteran now, but he's learning from his mistakes. He's able to improve, learn, teach the defense to other players. So that shows a level of intelligence. So, man, thinking about him taking the next step is scary. But this guy, for me, is underrated. Kentavious Street. I like the speed there. What he can provide. He can be a guy that knives to the line and uses that strength. I think if he can be a pass rusher for us from the interior, he won't replace a guy like Javon Hargrave, but he can provide quality snaps. And then think about it. It's Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Kentavious Street, Milton Williams. That's already 5. And then we have Moro, Ojomo, or could be 7. Marlon. Can't say his last name. But if we're just able to rotate those guys in and out, like they all stay fresh, and they're bringing these guys in waves, and offense is not going to be able to take that. Think about what we did last year. We're deeper, and I think we'll have more quality at D tackle this year than we had last year. So, projections, things have to pan out. But if he just has one role to focus on, NASCAR package, or he's able to play the run as well. Think about it, man. Upgrade. All right, on the outside, this one's kind of a given. But N'Kobe Dean, I mean, golly, that speed is insane. I don't know if he's that fast, but if he can, I mean, I know he does have speed though. He's undersized, but he has speed and his diagnostic skills. He's able to take that step, reading defense and not be out of place, and tackle, play with technique and leverage, and fly behind them because he has two D tackles protect him, and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, who are going to absorb the path for him and open the path up. So if he can just flow, he's good to go. But this is the guy that could be a wild card because we don't know how things could turn out. But anyway, Christian Ellis. He could be a guy for us that that really kind of just highlights. Let me see if I can find him here. He's developed. Oh, here he is. Okay, it's 2 L's. I took an L there. But yeah, he can be a guy. I mean, he's fast, but he's developing, and he was, I think, a rookie free agent last year, and he's surprised, and he's already making plays in OTAs, and he's everywhere. He uses that speed adeptly, and how he comes along, because he could be the third linebacker for us, and he might play because not Christian Morrow, we don't know what he's gonna provide. I mean, he's a very solid player and slightly ascending, but we don't know what we're gonna get in him. I mean, I think he's better than Christian Ellis, but that being said, you never know when you might get a wild card. So he's my kind of wild card amongst the guys. Don't know what playing time he's gonna get, but he showed last year. Even I think he definitely graded out better than Davion Taylor or Sean Bradley, who just are really depth players that you don't want playing. Break glass in case of emergency, and it's really an emergency. It's looking bad. So he's a great unknown as far as what he could provide, because I don't think he'll be used. I mean, unless an emergency comes along. But that being said, he could provide a lot. All right, next guy is kind of also contingent on his playtime. Greedy Williams, coming over from Cleveland, former second-round pick, has the intangible size, speed, and was a former starter, and had great confidence, but he got hurt. He just never recovered. His confidence, I think, waned. I think he regained some last year, but was used as a player coming off the bench. But he can provide key depth for us. And then what can he do? Can he play at interior positions as well? I think this puts us in a great position, to have guys behind the starters that he's a former starter, so I would trust him in spot duty, not taking over long term, but a handful of games here, and also maybe he can if he can do double duty, he can provide key depth that cornerback could be a position where you need. You can never have too many corners, so we'll see if he makes the roster. But I think if he does, we feel pretty secure in having him waiting in the wings. But this guy here, Zach McPherson, he could really get us out of a bind, because we're beholden to Avonte Maddox, and he's a guy that is typically hurt. He's hurt a lot. So having a guy train in the slot, and he did that at Texas Tech, and I would love for us to see him apply the trade in the NFL and see if he can do that, because it's one of the hard positions to play, the interior corner spot. But if we can get a backup to Avonte Maddox, man, that would really save our bacon, because we don't know how many games we're gonna have the guy for every year. He's a great player, but your best ability is availability, and he has been able to give that to us in spades. So like I said, if he develops, man, and plays to just decently, he can give us a spare in the hole, but also if he can play to, he can elevate his game. Because we just haven't seen him play. You know, he hasn't had to play, which is kind of great, but bad for his development. We'll really get to see what we have in him, and you know, he's a 4th-round pick, so he's his 3rd year in the league. The clock is running out. All right, one major player and then another player that you're probably not even thinking of. All right, Reed Blankenship, man. This guy came in and his hair was on fire. Picked off Aaron Rodgers in his first game. I think the first rookie free agent or free agent, say DB to pick off Aaron Rodgers. Definitely, you know, the rookie. But he really was unexpected. Caught us by surprise. He jumped Kayvon Wallace at some point last year and put himself in a position to replace C.J. Gardner-Johnson when he went down. So if he could take the next step, you know, he's hungry too. He's at the podium, you know, he's speaking in the press conferences. So I hope that, you know, he's given a chance to compete. I think he's been given every, you know, chance available. Sidney Brown's there, but if he comes out and, you know, he just plays solid, and he's a study, you know, he's a study. He's a guy who studies hard, and he wouldn't be able to pick Rodgers off if he didn't put some time out, you know, in the film room. So if he can just trust those corners, they're gonna have him and be in position. Man, he could make plays and he could surprise around the league. All right, the last guy, he's not here, but I just want to type his name in anyway so you can see it here. The Legatron, Ty Zentner. If he can win that punter battle, man, he can give us just some depth. The guy can boot it, but, you know, he has to acclimate to the pro game and learn how to use his leg and, you know, get the wait time up in the cloud. No device though, but yeah, he brings that youth element, and he can also pinch hit at kicker, which is a great, you know, element in the case that Jake Elliott is out. So, man, I'd love to have this guy on the squad, but, you know, if he doesn't make it, maybe we can, you know, put him on the practice squad. Yeah, put him on the practice squad, you might be saying waste of a spot, but this guy could do, you know, could be that impactful. So, and that would change the dynamic of our special teams, which was lagging behind our, you know, offense and defense last year. All right, these are the guys that I think could, you know, potentially break out and have a great impact on our squad, but we'll see how things go. But anyways, you're not even watching though. It's all good though, because as usual, no, as always, it's fly, Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.